chiming in. Today we're going to talk about my arrangement for Goodbye Stranger by Supertramp. Super fun song, really cool chord changes, kind of a throwback to some 60s music I feel too. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at it. Okay, now one thing I want to point out with my tutorial videos is I'm going to leave the bass a little more simple concept of just quarter notes, which isn't saying it's easy to play per se, but a good starting point with your bass lines, and then from here you can add or subtract your bass notes. You can add lead up notes or lead down notes too. So just take that into consideration, that the bass line eventually will be for you to kind of play around with and make some tweaks to it if you'd like. And I am playing fingerstyle guitar, so I'm using my thumb mostly for the 3 low strings, my 6th, 5th, and 4th string, and then my index, middle, and ring work kind of like a claw. And sometimes each finger is going to have its own specific string it's going to be hitting. So my index will mostly be playing the 3rd string, middle plays the 2nd, and ring plays the 1st. But also this claw can shift and go down a set of strings to the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Or you can play majority with your index finger if you like to. Mix it up and see what feels comfortable. Okay. One thing about this song is it's going to have a couple bars of 2/4. The majority of the song's in 4/4, your normal 4 beats per bar, but heads up, once in a while we'll get a bar of 2, and that will be right at the beginning of the verse, has a bar of 2, and also at the end of the second ending we'll have a bar of 2 too. Okay, first of all, there's a main kind of figure that's going to pop up a few times in the song, and for the intro I put a harmonic at the 4th fret on the 5th string. There's a C sharp harmonic right there, so just get right up on top of your 4th fret on your 5th string, and if you want to grab that harmonic right there. So here comes the intro. I'll just play a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the chords for the verse, we're going to be working off of our A major triad. So I've got my ring finger, 7th fret, 4th string, middle finger is 6th fret, 3rd string, index is 5th fret, 2nd string, and then I'm going to be using my open A string. And then for the next chord, we're sort of doing a pedal point here where I'm going to keep an A in the bass, going to move around a couple other chords. For my B major, I'm going to be playing all 4th frets on my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and then my index finger will bar to get that. It's my B over A. And when you see a slash chord, they're telling you that they want the chord B above the bass note of A. Okay, next one's a slash chord too. It's going to be D over A. So I've got my index on the 4th fret, 4th string. I've got my pinky on the 7th fret, 3rd string, and then I'm hitting my open A string. There's my D over A. Okay, now as the verse goes, there'll be a couple more chords here. For A over G, I'm just going to be doing an open position A major barring with my index. So I've got my 2nd frets on my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and then with my middle, I'm going to grab the bass note G on the low 6th string on the 3rd fret. That's my A over G. And then F sharp minor, I'm just barring all the way across my 2nd fret, and I'm going to get the 2nd fret on the 6th string, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. F sharp minor 7. For D, I'm doing a minimal, kind of like a power chord. So I've got my open 4th string, and my index is on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. I have an open B minor 7. I'm going to have my middle finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, open 4th string, ring fingers on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then an open 2nd string. Okay, now as we go through the verse and to the pre-chorus, I'm just going to go ahead and throw out all the chords we'll be using for this tune. When we get to our second ending, the first bar of second ending, just heads up, I will be barring all the way up to my 1st fret for my A major chord. I'm sorry, all the way up to my 1st string, and it's almost like I'm making an A6 to grab the melody up on top here. So just index fingers barring all the way on the 2nd fret, all the way up from your 4th string to your 1st string. Okay, for the chorus, I'm going to be working off of an A major triad up on the 5th position, and it's kind of the next higher extension of our first A major triad we did. So I've got my middle finger on the 6th fret on the 3rd string, and I'm barring to get my index finger on the 5th frets on the 2nd and 1st string, A major. Now when it goes to an A7 sharp 5, I'm going to use my middle and my ring finger, and I'm going to keep my index on the 5th fret on the 1st string, but I've got my middle 6th fret 3rd string, ring finger is on the 6th fret 2nd string. It's going to give an augmented A chord. For D major, I'm working off of a triad, and I've got my open D string, and then I'm using my ring finger to get the 7th fret 3rd string, pinky gets the 7th fret 2nd string, and then index gets the 5th fret 1st string. For my B minor, I'm just going to bar on my 7th fret and get the 7th fret on the low string, and then get the 7th frets on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. For my E6, I'm just going to most of the time use my ring finger to bar, and I'm going to get an open E string, my low 6th string, and then just barring to get the 9th frets on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. Okay, now I think that we have the majority of our chords, so let's go ahead and start in on the first verse. Okay, now one more time the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start talking about the first verse. Now for the verses, it's always going to be pretty much the same thing, and then we'll just have a first ending we'll go to the first time. Repeat you back, and we'll go to a second verse, and we'll do the same thing we did, but this time we'll go to our second ending, which will lead us to the pre-chorus. Okay, so here comes verse 1. I'll play a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second verse. This will lead us into the second ending. 3, 4. Second ending. Okay, now it's going to take us into the pre-chorus, and just want to point out that was a bar of 2 ending on that second ending right there. Okay, now once we go to our pre-chorus, we're going to be playing some melodies up high. 3, 4. Takes us to the chorus. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it takes us to the solo section, and I usually put a solo in there. I kind of jazz it up a little bit. You don't have to solo if you don't want to. You can also even solo just sort of using the chords and playing some different rhythms, arpeggiating your chords. So you could think more single lines, single notes up on top over the bass lines, or have fun with some chords too. Make it your own. It doesn't have to be a long solo if you don't want to, but it is pretty fun chords to get inside of, so let's talk about it. Okay, so this is all kind of in A major. I'm going to be thinking A major, but heads up on that second bar, it sort of turns into an A7, and you can also do an augmented 7 or a different kind of altered 7, and that's going to resolve to a D major, and then we're going to have what we call a 2-5-1. So we're going to go to the 2 chord, B minor, and then E. That could be E major, or it could be an E7, and that's going to lead us back to A. Okay, now as far as scales, it's good to just have your A major scale. Okay, now on that second bar, sometimes I might think just an A7, and what I'm thinking is sort of arpeggiating that chord, or you could even squeeze in a Mixolydian scale if you like to. So first of all, it's just good to know your A7 arpeggio. And if you want to run an A Mixolydian scale, try it out, might work out nicely too. I recommend learn your scales and the different positions on the neck too. Now also you could just think minor pentatonic in A. And the blues scale. Have some fun with it, check it out, see what happens. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try a little improvisation over the solo section. 1, 2, 3, 4. I recommend just give it a shot, have some fun with it. Sometimes I might hit some clunkers, but that's all part of the fun. And I'm just trying to express myself a little bit through those chord changes. Okay, now at this point, it'll shoot us back to a verse after we play the main figure one more time. 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to go back. It's going to say dies al fine, so that means that go to the sign, or del signo. The sign is an S, kind of like a crooked S with a slash and a couple dots. So all these are road maps on charts, just how to navigate yourself. We're going to go back and do a third verse. We will go to second ending, through another pre-chorus, through a chorus, and then we'll go to the coda when we see that coda sign that says to coda. And then pretty much we're going to end the song. Okay, so here comes the third verse. 3, 4. Okay, cool. I just want to point out on that coda, got a little descending bass line putting in there. So I'm starting off in my regular A major position for my A over G. Just sort of grabbing a G low in my bass. And then for the F sharp, the D over F sharp, kind of jumping up into my 7th position. And then normal B minor in the E6. I also recommend please check out my Torso Jams version of the song and my live version. There's links in the description below, and you can kind of see how I'll mix it up a little bit. I might go for it at times. Always try to keep the integrity of the song intact, but I do feel that it's kind of fun to put our own personality into it, and especially at the time we're playing it in that moment too, see what happens. Okay, I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll be making more of these videos. I hope you like them. Please like and subscribe and leave me some comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, take care.